It is now time to explain to people just what's wrong with me. No, I'm just kidding. This is the Jimmy James Show. Welcome. Yay! Recording. What is up? It is Unit Killer X, Jimmy James. It is Sunday, August 16th, 12:20 p.m. I'm literally trying to figure out, how am I going to start the show? What am I going to say? I haven't been on. I was supposed to get on like a month ago. I've been a little busy getting this podcast off. I'm actually trying to connect right now to other, I guess, Apple. I'll do it later. Anyway, getting on with the show, whatever you call it. Like I said, you people listen, I talk. I had a couple pointers wanted to go over, see if you guys would be interested in listening to this shit. Funny shit. Some of it's funny. It's like funny to me. I don't know. It might be funny to you, it might not be. It's definitely funny to me. Alright, smoking. Yeah, you gotta wait. I wrote some notes, like it says gas. Talk about that planet. God, this is how I took my fucking notes. All right, anybody out there who's interested or does a podcast, I try to do the open my phone with my voice and take audio, or take a note for me so I could remember what the hell I was talking about later on. Because when you smoke, You tend to remember the good stuff, and then later on I scribble it down, and it looks like shit. Like right now, I'm reading it. It says gas / talk about that, and then / planet, and then underscore huge line to God ? Like, I remember what I was talking about. I wrote it down, but I did it in such a shitty way that I might have to be stoned just to remember what the hell I was talking about here. Gas, talk about plants. So that was pretty much my week. Not all about the podcast. It took me I'd say to get about 12 topics, maybe 10 topics. Took me about a week. It's hard. It's hard starting a podcast off. Also, I want to take this opportunity before I forget. If you read my podcast, or if you want to know what my podcast is about, I suffer from ADHD. I've had my whole life, okay? If people might not understand what that is. Also, you might know somebody with it and still don't understand. People with ADHD is like, it's like throwing a fucking racquetball in a round room, okay? That's what our brains are like. And I literally just came up with that on the fly. That was pretty fucking cool. It's like throwing a fucking racquetball. You know how racquetballs, they bounce a lot more. I was thinking tennis ball. So, ADHD goes in so many different ways. So I wanted to talk about it in two ways. One, how it affects you personally, and two, how it affects the people around you. It can drive them crazy because they don't know what's going on. And I'm not just talking about people with, I got ADHD. He must have ADHD. He can't sit still. No, I'm talking about the people with chronic anxiety disorder. That comes with ADHD. Not everybody who has, I'm not going to keep saying ADHD right now. That's already fucking annoying. I'm not saying everybody with ADHD has anxiety. Okay, I'm saying that people that have ADHD have a tendency to have anxiety. Now, I'm not a doctor, so I'm just going to leave it at that. You can look all this stuff up. Not one doctor in the world can tell you why people have this disorder, disease. I honestly don't know what you call it. It's very hard to stay on topic for some people with ADHD. That's another problem out there. So I'm going to talk about first on step 1 and 2. Then I'm going to talk about people who have to deal with it. Okay? Dealing with it is knowing it. Now, in order to know it, it's almost like going back to step one and talking directly to the person I'm talking to who is listening to this right now. It's like thinking of something but having 20 thoughts coming in your head at once, and it's rushing through, and it's like God, how do you say this? It's so hard to explain. Like I said earlier, doctors haven't even figured it out. You can listen to me, you know I have it. I get off topic very easily. I'm jumping on one subject to another. I need to write this stuff down. If I don't write it down in a list, then it just gets all bobbled up. But, and seems though I always remember, I come back to my point, which is funny. And that was a little taste of what it's like just right there. That was a taste without even telling you that's how I think. So that's knowing it a little bit. Okay? You'll never truly understand ADHD because you'll never, you won't have it, or chronic anxiety, which I'll talk about the anxiety part. People may have panic attacks, anxiety attacks. Okay, you're not alone out there. You don't suffer this alone. And, people out there that have it and don't have it understand this the most, that you are not alone. I know sometimes it feels like you're not going to get through it. It feels like you're going to die, and it's not. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're going to die having some of these disorders or disabilities or whatever they're called. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. I don't know. And so, I wanted to give you guys a little bit about me. The first show was really just me testing out this whole thing, and I figured let me get into a subject, and I did. And also, I had a lot of help from Anchor itself by, basically how to start your podcast, and that helped me out a little bit. And once you start talking and you start figuring stuff out, everything kind of just, goes in place from there. Hopefully, that's the plan, but it usually never happens like that. And that's why I wanted to touch base with that a little bit with ADHD. A lot of my listeners probably have ADHD at some point, because what are you listening for? It's like when you watch TV, everything's changing, something's changing. Shit, TV's made for people with ADHD. Things are constantly changing. Video games, people like that, ADHD prone, because it constantly gives their mind something to do. So giving you a little taste of that was how I'm talking right now, being me. And if that doesn't give you some sort of example, then I don't know what will. Like I said, if you don't know nothing about this, I suggest you look it up. Just look it up. People with ADHD. I suffer from it. It sucks. But I decided, hey, I'm going to be 38 years old. I wanted to put something out there that I enjoy to do, and I figured I'd try a podcast. So without any more of that, I said I would. The second part I wanted to get in was talking about with the people with it. Basically, you're not alone. I understand what you go through. Sorry, I got notes here. Something just fell. I was thinking of really funny shit too, because I didn't want the whole podcast to be like just sad and like, ADHD people and their problems. Oh my God, they're having a heart attack. But no, that's what it feels like sometimes. It feels like you're having a heart attack. Anyway, let's get on to something else, huh? But then again, thank you once again, and I understand people out there, you are not alone. I'm dead serious. You can send me a message if you ever have a problem. If you feel alone, do not hesitate to message me, and I will get back to you. I promise. Anybody out there? Okay, let's get into something else I have written down here. Oh yeah, you know what I was thinking today? My phone and my wire got caught on my leg with my Kindle. I have like a Kindle or whatever the fuck this is. iPad? I don't know. It's a Kindle thingy. I tripped over the fucking wire, and I noticed right there, I had the joke right in my head. I was like, wait a minute. Why is everybody, when they drop something on the floor like a devices are important. They rush to it, like rush into it, or getting there any quicker is going to make it any less damaged. Like, I was just thinking how fucking crazy that is in my head. Because every time you drop something on the floor, you got to, oh shit, I got to get that. It's fucking done, man. It dropped on the floor. I just thought it was funny, you know? I get fucking funny thoughts all the time. It's just, there's so many. I got like a list. I'm trying to get a list of shit. A book of shit. I thought it was funny. Anyway, how people think, you know. Here you go. I got something written down. What people talk about. What does other people talk about? What the fuck do they talk about? When they're sitting alone or watching a show or watching TV, you're not 100% in the episode. Not always. And I'm talking about people with, you say ADHD, whatever. You say, oh, you got the ADHD. Oh, he has the ADHD. No. ADHD and watching the TV. I'm talking about what do people think about, what do they talk about. I'm not talking about what people talk about inside their bedrooms. I'm thinking about, like, what do people talk about nowadays? Is it Corona, the coronavirus, Donald Trump? Is it like every time I turn on the news, I hear Corona and Trump, Corona and Trump. I can't fucking put TV on. So I figured people were talking about that. So I figured when I be doing this podcast, which I'm doing right now, which is part of the note, is just to, I just want to do this. Why I got this, I told you, this Kindle I just got, small little Kindle. I'm going to tell you, what does people talk about, right? This is going to be funny. Maybe if I learn how to work the fucking thing, it'd be funnier. Wouldn't be as funny. I'll edit any of this out later. If not, just fucking deal with it. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. You want me to fucking hum me a song? I'll have my Anchor. Anchor is helping me do better. For a better future and a bright tomorrow, please wait. Okay, so I want to hit the, I guess I can't do the, oh yeah, I can do the voice thing. All right, ready? Here we go. This fucking thing's slow as balls. It's so slow, isn't it? What's going on with the new, fuck this. Look at this. Look at it. My kid, it's so slow. It's like, what's going on in the news? I just wanted to say fucking news, man. This is another side effect. By the way, I would tell you what I'm taking for my, all right, I just went news. I'll tell you what I'm taking for my ADHD in a little bit. You'll be surprised. Probably not. All right, so the first top stories, right? Wild weather in Bay Area brings lightning, blah, blah, thunderstorms. Trump, I see the Trump kid, the guy with the fucking smash face. What's his name? I don't know. The kid, the Kushner. What's his name? Not Kushner. I don't know. He looks like his fucking face got hit with a truck. I don't know his name. It was 6 minutes ago. It's 12:33. Anyway, so it was a lot of just Trump. That was the fucking top 10 right there. Anyway, news. You know what? This Kindle, I'm thinking of returning it. I got some bullshit. It's too slow. You know, I figure, let me do this. I'll open this up on the show. I'll fucking get some ideas. We'll talk about it. It's working now. I'm just going on what's the top 10. So top stories. I'm going to click it. I guarantee you Corona and Trump's in there. Let's see what else besides what people are talking about. Democrats happy with Harrison pick and Biden holds lead ahead of somebody. You know what? I gotta start watching my John Oliver. Honestly, I get all my news from John Oliver and Bill Maher. The Bill Maher show that comes on HBO. I think he's off right now. Yeah. Prospect for mail-in voting in this fall's election. So mail's going to be a big thing now. hopefully I edit some of that out. But mail's going to be it's done. I guess they're going to do elections on the mail. So I guess we don't need that anymore. Everything's going to be electronic, or UPS. I mean, I don't even know my mother still goes to the door to this day and gets the mail. I think it comes at 10. You expect the mail. Something has to fucking be at your door, right? You don't, you walk up. When you look down, there's no mail there. Must look, the fuck? Is today Sunday? You start looking around down the street. Where's the mail truck? Is the mail truck here? I've seen old people. They're funny. They're funny when they don't get their mail. They just get out of control. Talk about a basket case. You deliver an old senior citizen. Don't give them mail. Watch the fuck out. Honestly, I think people have too much time on their hands, including me, because I'm fucking talking to you people. And that's saying a lot, because I hate to talk, but I hate not to talk, if that makes any sense. At will to some of you, maybe. What the fuck was I just going to say? God, I'm getting fucking Alzheimer's. The mail, people, blah, blah, blah. Edit that out. See, I got to say edit so I can go back and edit all this. But a true fucking warrior wouldn't edit shit. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. I totally lost my train of thought. I have too many things going on. I got the podcast, the list, and I'm scrolling. And I'm like reading shit and forget, oh yeah, I'm on a podcast. And talking about people in the mail. Fuck. I'm looking at the top 10. Top 10 doesn't look that interesting, man. Like, honestly, what are people talking about? Telephone service begins between UAE and Israel. Administered. I guess there's a telephone deal going on. Who gives a fuck? Rich get richer. It's the 1% of the 1%, by the way. Which I have a whole theory on that, but we can get on a different episode. Like I said, I'm getting started out. And I want to see what's going on in the world. I really want to ask that question. What's going on? What do you think? What do you think that should be going on? What do you get? Hey, this show's about everything. Politics. You want to talk about it? Talk about it. It's a little bit of comedy, a little bit of love, a little bit of fun. It's all about realizing you're not alone. That's my big goal. I might change my, whole thing to that. You're not alone, whole fucking slogan. But I mean that sincerely and literally. Look at me throwing out big words. What people think and how they get through their day. By the way, I said I would circle back to it because I just seen a drug. I thought it was. Seen something that said something for a drug, and drug companies are all over the place, right? I was actually talking to a cop. I'm not going to say where, when, or why, but I was talking to a cop, and he said to me, I'm like smoking pot. You could smell the pot coming from the house. You had to. Anyway, I was smoking. Yeah, I'm not in front of the cop, but I had no idea in the state of Pennsylvania that weed was illegal. He said weed's illegal still, and I look over and I'm like, what? Weed? Like, weed's illegal in the state of PA, dude. And I'm in Philly, and he said weed's illegal. Dude, I laughed at him, dude. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, bro. I don't think ever one cop would have balls enough. I mean, you got to be an old school cop, right, to fucking bust somebody for weed. I mean, even if they were carrying, like, I don't know, a trash can. Like, how the fuck do you bust somebody's balls? Unless you're trying to get it for yourself. But that's actually a pretty good... I might become a cop and just start fucking confiscating weed. Yeah, I smoke weed. I don't smoke it as much as you think I do. Actually, I should smoke more of it, is what I was told. It helps me mellow out. I actually get better thoughts. I train thought. I tried so many pills. I've tried Prozac. Yeah, Prozac, I have no idea what they're called anymore. There's so many different of those everybody thinks the pill, you got to take the pill, give it 4 weeks. Listen, I was on the pills, those kind of pills for years. It doesn't help. You know, some severe cases you just can't help. I haven't tried any heavy drugs. I'm not heroin. I never did any of that stuff. You know, I never did any heroin. The worst I've ever did was ecstasy, or Molly. I hate how they call it Molly. It's ecstasy. I did it when I was like 16, 18, experimented for like a month. I think that's the worst I ever did. And smoked weed. Well, I still smoke weed. Well, I just started smoking weed. To tell you the truth, this is the God honest truth, I haven't smoked weed in, holy shit. I mean, I was 18. I'm not going to get into too much personal details, but I was about 18, 19. I was smoking hardcore. About 20, I stopped for personal reasons I can't get into. Not yet, at least. You're going to have to wait as I'm smoking now. Hold on. Like I'm on a fucking telephone. Hold on. Anyway, I started smoking 16, 17. I smoked until I was like 20. Hardcore smoked. I fucking love weed. That's what got me through I think that's what got me through my, teenage youth years. I was living in Wildwood. That's New Jersey, Wildwood. We used to call it down there the armpit of the United States. It's because that's where all the trash went for their fucking holiday. You know, when you live there, it's funny. So if you're from New York or Maryland, anywhere other around Philly, I'm not calling you trash. Just people who's never been to Jersey, pretty much. Anyway, the fuck was I just talking about? See, this is what I just had a whole fucking list there what I was going to say. And then I went on to like 900 different fucking subjects. What was I talking about? This is why I need to write this shit down. Pot. So smoking pot. And then I stopped for reasons I just wanted to stop. I had my first real anxiety. I had anxiety when I was like younger, but I had it once when I was stoned. I was at a hookah party. It's a 5-string hookah. And a hookah party or a weed party, whatever fuck you call it, green party. We call it green, weed, hookah parties usually. That's what we called it. And you go and you bring your weed, you drop it in. I'm sure some of you out there is partaked. If you haven't partook, it is something you should put on your bucket list. Anyway, I got so fucking high. My heart was racing so fast because I was so high. And then I had the anxiety thing with the heart. And then I'm holding it thinking, oh my God, I'm having a fucking heart attack. I'm mentally making it worse by sitting there holding my chest, feeling, oh my God, I'm going to die. And then I actually ran down the street. This is a true, all this is true. I ran down the street away from the house. I seen 2 cops and I waved them down. These are called, we called them rented cops because they would be down there for the summer. I lived there year round for about 4 or 5 years. I'll get into that later before I lose track. I told the cops, I think I'm dying. Can you call the ambulance? They said, why? I said, I smoked a whole bunch of weed. And I was like, just call the fucking ambulance. And they were like, why do you think you're dying? I'm like, now, mind this. They're asking me these questions. Why my heart is racing out of my chest. I haven't really had an anxiety attack like this in my life. And I'm having like the real first one at 18. I've had it when I was a kid, but I don't remember how they felt. So about 17, 18, I had this, and they're asking me these questions, and my heart's racing. In my head, I think I'm going to die. I'm having a heart attack at 18. That's how crazy that sounds, right? But that's what you're thinking in your head. And the cops would keep asking these questions, and I get really fucking angry. And now we're going to get into the root of how it is having this shit, and getting back to my topic later about smoking. They're asking me these questions, and in my head, like, I'm gonna fucking die. What the fuck, man? And I'm freaking out, and why do you think you... Get the fucking ambulance. I'm yelling at, get the fucking ambulance. Why are you just standing there? So they finally get an ambulance because I think I got them scared, not realizing my anxiety was giving them anxiety. They get me to the hospital. They had the doctors look at me. This is when I found out about the anxiety. And it just got worse from there because I mentally put that in my head that this is how I live. And I'm always going to live like that to a certain extent. It's learning how to control it and understanding that I'm not in control. And that is, I know it's a thin line, thin line to say, but I think you get it, is about control and not control. Getting back to the anxiety story, because it's funny. Cop comes up to me into the wait where I was. I guess I was. I don't know. Was I fucking wherever you go into the ER and you're not really having an emergency? You go in there, maybe you have back pain, and you're like, oh my god, my back. My doctor won't answer. I need fucking wherever they keep you there for that. The ER, right? I don't fucking know what it's called. Somebody telling me some information as I'm talking. They just shake their head up and down because I go from 9,000 things to another. Cop comes in, he says, where were you getting at the weed, or where you getting that at, and all that bullshit. And I said, man, I just met some dude on the road. They call him Skulls. I don't remember what I named the dude, but I gave him a nickname. So I made up a dude in my head who was my dealer. I had to think about it really hard and say, all right, this is my whole story within like a 3-second span that went in my head. So there's some perks to having this ADHD shit and chronic anxiety. You can think of shit really quickly, and it comes out like, I met this dude. His name was Skull or whatever the fuck the name was, and he gave me the drugs, and then I seen him again. I didn't say drugs. I said he gave me the weed, and then I said I seen him later that night, and I seen him. I ran into him. I thought it was a really fucking funny coincidence that I ran into this guy again, and then we wind up talking. We wind up smoking, and this is what I told the cop. And the more I talked, the more I was like, wow, I was believing this shit. Like, I really relived it. Like, this is my story. Even though I was in a house far from that, smoking a shitload of weed. Anyway, the cop said, it's probably laced for something. You never know with these kids. Don't be buying off of strangers. He said, don't be buying off of strangers. You know? I mean, basically, getting back to the whole brunt of the story was, and this is going to make you laugh, and I didn't write this down, is that I said, I talked to a cop a couple days ago, and this is what we were talking about. It's illegal. Weed's illegal. I needed a weed at 18. At 17, my parents took me to therapy. One time they cared. And the doctor wanted to put me on Ritalin. I didn't want to take Ritalin. Okay? I didn't want to take it. I honestly don't like pills. I do not like pills like that. I actually tried Adderall out later on in life, which I found out I thought at first was weird because I thought it was speedy I was feeling. Like, I thought I was feeling speedy, but then I would, like, just feel am I racing? Am I having an anxiety attack? And I actually start, wow, I feel kind of fucking normal. And I took the Adderall, and then listen, before you guys sit out there and say, yeah, Adderall's bad. It's not bad and it's not good. I don't see it as bad or good. I think some people take it to deal with this, and some people take it to deal with, I got to get through my book studies or some bullshit because they're trying to be a doctor, and that's great. I'm not, hey, if you want to be a doctor, we need more doctors. Go out there and take all the fucking Adderall you need to get yourself, where you got to be in life. But don't take Adderall if you think you're going to be allergic to it, if you think you're not going to like the speed that comes out of it. And I'm not talking about the speed trip. It could be very scary because I don't want something to take to rush my heart up. So I was nervous about it. I was like, I really don't want to take a speed drug. And then before I did it, I did a lot of research on Adderall. A lot. And I didn't realize Adderall and Ritalin were the same thing, But I never took it when I was a kid, and I probably should have. I probably would have saved me a lot of trouble in life. I still go through it now. Even trying Adderall and getting off it. I'll get on to Adderall at a different time. I'm going to make this show a little longer. My last show was only 21, 22 minutes, something in that area. I'm trying for an hour now. So you got 30 more minutes of me if you want. So I'll let that sink in. Actually, I'll be doing some notes here. We're getting to the 30-minute mark in 10 seconds. You have done it for 30 minutes. Most people, I think, they make a fucking show an hour long. Sometimes it's too long. I figure I'll do this show an hour, and I'll probably keep them down to a half an hour. You can only take so much of this shit, honestly. I'm talking about the podcast and just talking out loud. I'm sure you're sitting there thinking like, oh, I could do a podcast. Well, do it, dude. It's not that easy, man. It's really not. I think I said this in my first show. I didn't want to re-mention anything, but I like Bill Burr, or Bill Barr? Bill Burr, I can never say his last name. It's Bill Burr. He's fucking hilarious. I liked him as a comedian. I didn't know all this podcast shit was going on. Like, I'm not into social media. So all this shit was like another drug to me to talk. You know, so I was like, all right, so I'll talk and it'll help me concentrate on or get off the shit that's on my mind, like having the ADHD, which is, like I said, is part of life. It's part of life for me now. I guess it's going to be part of life for me until I beat it. But also, an hour a week doesn't seem like a long time. Like I said, some comedians do it for a while, some don't. That is a comedian that I said. I could listen to him for an hour a fucking week. He's funny as hell. I actually haven't listened to him in a couple, to be honest with you guys. And remember, I'm nothing but truthful in this podcast. I am 100% legit honest. I do not lie about anything. You can look me up, ask me anything. You know, I figure all you have in this life is your word and your balls. I'm sorry. If you're a lady, your word. I think. I don't know. Can we say that? If you're a lady, your word and your balls? Or is it like just your word and your tits, your ass? I don't know. Us men, we have our balls. Sorry. I'm probably not going to edit a lot of that stuff out earlier because I'm probably into the part of the show where I'm more comfortable saying, you know what? I'd rather me just be me than edit shit out. Because that's how I'll think later on when I'm doing this, and I'll stop and I'll say, you know what? I want to edit this out. No, you know what? Fuck it. Let them figure out what I deal with, how I think, when I go off a topic, when I look at something else. Like when I'm recording right now, I got to be looking at the screen and talking. If I keep my eyes on something else for too long, my brain will start switching over and saying, whoa, what's that? Wait, I seen something. Wait, now my brain starts thinking. Okay? It starts going another way. So anyway, as I looked over at the iPad, as I was just saying that, and I grabbed it, it's giving you a story about me a little bit. This is the second part of getting to know me. You're rounding second base. Dig in. All right. Let's go on to my the iPad. Let's go to the list. You hear that? That's paper. Do you know what? You hear this? That's a pen. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you pen and paper. Here we go. Okay, here. I have this written down. About struggles. And about struggles, I already knew what that meant. Off the bat. About ADHD and all that shit, you know. And like I said, I can't answer the questions if you don't, you know, bring them in. If you want me to answer something in fucking detail, I'll go in very detail. And if I don't know it, I'll tell you I don't know it, or I'll look it up with you while I'm doing the fucking show. Anyway, what people talk about, we skipped, that was number 5, by the way. Number 6 was weed. Remember, I said this had to be a longer show. Sorry, I'm not throwing a lot of jokes in this whole show. I was trying to take it down to more for real, get to know me, get to know my viewers, and understanding why I ask people for their support. And even my family members, I'm sure my family members are going to hear this. People in my family that don't know some of my stories, that's okay. I love everybody in my family. I love everybody. That's the way I am. That's not being high on nothing. That's honestly to my bone, the core of the way I am. I just want people out there to understand in my family or people that know me that I go through life struggles just like you. Even though I have this disorder, it's not an excuse. It is not. But at the same time, fuck you. It's harder to live my life than you are. My life is harder than yours. Anyway, weed. Everybody out there, I'm joking around. See, I'm too good-hearted inside, and I actually start allowing myself to say that I'm too good-hearted. Am I a good-hearted person? I am. I'm a good-hearted guy. I can't really think. The worst thing I ever done in my life was steal money off my family. And I paid everybody back. Well, it was only my sister. I stole $80 off of her. I think I gave her $80 back. And then I think $60 off a friend of mine, and I gave it back. And the reason why I stole the money is that's going to be a whole nother episode, actually. Oh, you guys want to know why, right? Like, what the fuck? This good-hearted guy, this guy over here, he stole money? Nah, I don't believe that fucking story. I don't believe it. Nah, I listened to this guy 1 episode and a half. I know this guy like I know the back of my hand. I know exactly what he's thinking. I can't listen to this guy. You're that guy. I can't listen to this shit. I can't listen. You just turn it off. As soon as you hear me talk, that's it. Turn this fucking guy off. It gets better when you listen. It gets better. Number 6 was weed. I think I was kind of covering that. Weed was what I want to smoke right now. So weed, I started smoking. Like, I just picked up the story at. So when I was 35, then I was 18. That's it. No, I smoke weed. Yeah. So my family want to know. Yeah, I smoke weed. If you don't, you drink beer. Do you drink alcohol? I had a lot of family members. They fucking drink. Now I don't drink personally. I don't mind people that drink. I just know people that drink on a daily basis. They tend, not everybody, some tend to get angry, or they get so blistering fucking drunk that they don't remember what happened yesterday. And it's like, I don't want to live day by day like that. And I'm not saying that people who drink like that live their day like that. Everybody. I'm saying some people do. It's not good on your liver. Pot beats beer. Rock beats fucking scissors and so on. Weed. I'm trying to get in how I take or smoke weed and you drink, or how it's a positive. This is how I think, people. I should have opened this. I think this is going to be my episode. The start of me, and the episode name will be This Is How I Think. I think that will be the title. So basically, you guys got the title. Like how to compare weed and alcohol. Like, you fucking smoke weed, dude, you smoke. If you smoke cigarettes, they're fucking disgusting, hands down. Everybody who's smoking out there, you know what? I'm going to give you the honest truth. I'm going to be quitting smoking cigarettes on this New Year's resolution. I have never made a resolution to quit cigarettes. This is the first one that I'm making, and I'm sticking to it because I promised on the soul of my niece and my sister that I would quit. And I feel like they're right next to me nagging the shit out of me, literally, sitting there saying, stop smoking. So I just figured if I can't do it for me, I'll do it for them. And then I'll do it for me later, I guess. Like I said about the caring thing. So I wanted to circle back around that. Don't feel, if you care for people and you feel like you're a caring person, say it. Man, I'm a caring guy. I met a dude. I knew this guy for a while, but I really started to talk to him. We'll call him Joe for now. Started talking to Joe. The reason why I'm not mentioning names is because, honestly, he deals weed to me. So, I don't want to give him the trouble in the state of Pennsylvania, which is the fucking point of how we got started on this conversation. Joe, I started getting to know Joe, and you figure, yeah, he's a weed dealer. He's a fucking weed dealer. I actually got to know him. He's a really good-hearted guy. He suffers from the same shit I do, right? He suffers from anxiety and panic attacks, and he's really smart. He's outgoing. He's nice. He throws me more weed than he should. And I'm like, dude, why isn't everybody like this? Why isn't everybody just nice to everybody? And we were talking about that, like, yeah, dude, why can't people just be cool with each other and just, everything's legit? But, everybody has to have 2 of this and fucking 10 of that and 5 of these and in the world this and the world that. I mean, what are we really here for? What's the life question of all this? Why are we here? You see how I'm jumping so many fucking topics? I can't even keep up with myself. I'm trying to grab the paper. But, what do you do? I understand, like I said, oh, by the way, getting back to Bill Barr, the whole fucking thing I said that he said was that doing the podcast isn't that easy. It is not, especially for an hour. Fuck, I thought an hour would be a piece of cake. I'll just talk. But I'm going to have to go back and listen to this. Maybe. I probably won't. Fuck is. I don't give a fuck. You either like or you just don't. I'll go back and listen to it. Just probably like half of it. Probably like 20 minutes. And be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm good. I probably won't even listen that much. Maybe 10 minutes. And then maybe fuck it. Yeah. Skim through. I'll skim through the end. I'm fucking nuts, man. So, people that don't know me now know me a little bit better. And hopefully we'll get to know each other more. I had weed, and then number 7 was cops. The whole point of the cops, that was the weed, how the fuck does a cop say out loud, weed is illegal in the state of Pennsylvania? Dude, I've been smoking weed for fucking ever, bro. Like that's saying beer's fucking illegal. Dude, you're kidding me. Weed's been banned for this many years, and it's not even legal in PA. And I was thinking to him, like, I gotta look that shit up, which I'm going to do right now, because I thought about that earlier. I want to look it up. Is weed, where's the fucking states that weed's legal in? Let's look at all the states. Oh, I wonder how many states there is. This is going to be funny. I bet you don't know this, fuckers. Let's look it up. Slow. This is so slow. I hit the tap button for the, the talk and the thing into the Kindle, and it's not working. Let's see. Well, oh, there it is. You got to tap it twice. Okay. How many states is weed legal in? I should have said miracle marijuana. Miracle. Do you get a stiffer on your butt? Remember those guys? I was kind of making fun of a white guy, but also remember those guys with the stiffs? They would always have a stiff, always rolled up in their fucking jeans somewhere, or they would pull one out in the bathroom of your school. I don't fucking know. So I asked that question, and it came out, do you get a stick? Okay, here we go. Let's try it one more time. We're all searching together. I'm hitting the button. We're all pushing the button mentally. Okay. Fuck. All right. So it's not just twice. This fucking thing is slow. It doesn't respond fast enough. Okay. It responded to respond. How many states? Fuck, you fucking piece of shit. Something popped up on my phone. I don't know what the fuck that was. As I was talking, something popped in my... How many states? Look at me, I gotta type this in. States. Is weed or marijuana? Weed legal? It should just... Yeah, the rest popped up for me. I once I put how many states is weed legal came up. Okay. Dude, just how many? So here we go. Fully illegal. Oh, wow, I'm not going to run down all the fucking states. I just want to see. Wow, there's still Alaska. Are you fucking kidding me? Check this out. Alabama, medicinal. Okay, so we're going. This is medicinal versus medicinal. Medicinal is, I guess, you could smoke it. Yeah, so basically, we would be medicinal in Philly. I guess we smoke it, but cops wouldn't bother you. And if they do, it's because they want it. And I'm talking about, a little bit, a couple ounces. Nobody's going to bother you. But you get a couple pounds of that shit, then, people are going to fucking ask, questions. I'm trying to find out. He was saying it wasn't legal to smoke it, but what about medical marijuana? Miracle, I could talk. Medical marijuana. That's what I was trying to get. I just can't believe, some of these states are not. I was trying to get to how many states were legal. Just like a fucking number. I'm not looking to get into every state, yes or no. Anyway, like I said, I'll edit this out, this waiting part. Or I could play some music for you. Add flag. I'm going to add a flag. Flag added. And on my recorder here on the podcast, you can add a flag. I guess it's a marker note. Maybe you play a fucking radio station. Oh, I'll pull up Anchor. I want to thank Anchor for this, honestly. I'm not just throwing it out there to sponsor them, which they're great. Anchor, it's the podcast. They let me do this talking, and they are the ones that deserve the credit. Most of the credit. Nah. Fuck them. I'm doing the talking. Oh, God. All right, so here we go. Oh, some states you're allowed to carry it. This I don't even know how to terminality. Honestly, I'm not really good at words. I was better with numbers and everything like that. Words are jumbled up in my head sometimes. No, I do not have dyslexia. I can't spell things like America. Fully legal, Alaska. I want to see all 52 states. It says see all 52 states in a row, in a neat row. Wondering what the law is in your state? Obviously not. No, okay. Why is Pennsylvania, which is funny because it's green. So actually it is legal. It's fucking legal in Pennsylvania. This motherfucker sitting there. When I asked him, I said, wait, because he said pot was illegal. And I said, pot was illegal? And I said, pot's illegal in PA? And he was like, he gave me one of those answers where it was like a question answer. He wasn't sure. He was like he was hoping to God it was right. He said, yeah, it's still legal. He had no fucking idea. That cop don't smoke. As soon as he walked up, I could tell right away. That motherfucker had a stick up his ass. Some cops are just assholes. I mean, you got to be a cop to be an asshole. And hey, that's what I had cops under there for. My brother-in-law's an officer. A lot of people in my family are cops. They have a fucking tough job. They got to deal with this scumbag of this fucking earth, this society. You people. No, I honestly want to thank all the... no, fuck, I ain't thanking them. I ain't thanking anybody. I don't know any of those guys. Nobody rescued me. Anyway, just kidding. You guys are like, oh my God, what a dick. What a fucking asshole. Honestly, I don't really have to thank any cops. I just thank you that they're out there. So when I call them, they take 45 fucking minutes to show up, which is true with not the cops. Semi-true. The cops were called once or twice in a residence I was staying in. I'm not going to get into the reasons why. But the cops sometimes take too long. Like, you could do a lot of things in that 40 minutes. You could fucking hurt somebody. You could bury a body. You see where I'm going with this. I didn't want to get all blood fucking weird on you, but yeah. You could do a lot of shit in 40 minutes, man. Like, where you at? Serve and protect. Dude, I killed like 22 people while you were fucking on your way here. Actually, I'm messing around a little bit, but I wanted to end this on another story. This is a true story. And it actually happened again, and I wanted to throw this out there. Also because my brother-in-law is a cop, and I feel bad for any cop and their family who has to deal with this. And I want a question from you guys. This will be the ending of this, by the way. I want a question on you guys. What do you think the murder should be? And you're gonna understand. It's like fucking Jeopardy. I give you the answer before I give you the question. All right, what is murder to you? Okay, now I'll explain this story. It happened. I have the post on my Facebook somewhere. I don't feel like going on Facebook. Fuck Facebook. Anyway. a long time ago, I don't remember the date, my grandfather told me this story that, it's my grandfather, may rest in peace, or pieces, wherever he's at. I know, I'm trolling this shit out. I'm sorry, getting back to the cops. Let me try to get serious for a fucking second. I smoke too much sometimes. Actually, I didn't smoke enough. Okay, murder. A guy went into a Wawa. I guess I don't know if it was a Wawa or store, so I'm going to keep it 100% honest with you. I don't know what the situation was. But anyway, he was going in there, he was going to rob the place, or I don't know the whole situation about it. But here's the thing. He was going to rob the place. He had him at gunpoint, but he left or was leaving. They called 911, the store. The cop on his way there then got in an accident and died because that motherfucker was robbing the store. But the cop died because he was answering a 911 call. Now, I know that's tough. Where do you put that? Is that second degree murder? Because that's what my grandfather was discussing. He believed it to be first degree. He said he should be as guilty as the dead guy. And I said, well, what do you mean? He said exactly what I said. So I guess that's how my grandfather was. He was very wise. He was very smart, and that's how he said it. I guess he's saying an eye for an eye. Where do you judge that? Does that person then... I personally believe that person should get, murder or whatever. The first degree, there's second, there's third, I guess fourth. There's a whole bunch of different fucking karate murders or whatever the fuck you call them. Degrees, all these degrees. That's not the fucking charger. I'm about to get off the goddamn show. So what do you think? I'm still doing it. I'm trying to get the charger back into my phone. What do you think, about that? Just the ending of the show. I know I didn't want to end it on a too bad of note because I wanted to also say, that's the stupid shit that somebody robbed a store and a cop is on the way there to answer that call and dies on the way there from an accident. Not of his doing, even if it was his doing, because he was speeding to get there. Doesn't matter how it happened. Something similar happened. It was on Facebook a while ago, and I remembered it and, had that on my list just to get you an idea on the whole cop thing and where I stand with that part. I sat there and joke around. Cops are great. Everybody's great. Nurses, nurses, and they're great. I love everybody. What do you think about the disease, too? The fucking coronavirus. I was going to end this on a good note. What do you think about the coronavirus? Send these questions in, man. Give me something to do. Put me to work. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to sell this. Put my brain to work. You write the questions in. Support me, right? If you think of something, fucking send it in. Say, I wonder what Jimmy James thinks about this. Unikiller. Unikiller X. That's my gamer tag, by the way. I wanted to put that up there. Plus, I have a couple things with my thing on there. Any questions you have, throw them in there. I'll be checking my inbox. I might be changing my email, by the way, because I realized when I made the email account, I was like, this email is so old. It has so much junk mail. So I might do a separate account for this. It's fucking, whatever the fuck you call it. Anchor podcast. Also, I might want to smoke more. I thought that was the end of the show, but I looked at the time. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm still a couple minutes early. I actually wanted to add this on a good note, too, which I don't have the note, which is funny. It says, end on a good note, or good note or bad. I literally have end it on a good note / bad, meaning good or bad. It don't fucking matter. I don't fucking know. It doesn't matter. What the fuck do we know in the end? But anyway, yeah, let my brain think for you. If this is going to be my commercial. If your brain can't think for you, I'll think for you. My brain is faster. It's smarter. It will put it to its test. I know words and letters. No, anyway, that's funny. I'm being serious. What do you think about that whole cop issue? About that situation? And if you have one of your own, throw that in there. I want questions. I want something to keep me busy for a fucking hour. I don't want to be looking at my iTablet and go, oh, well, my iTablet isn't working. I don't know what I'm going to do. This piece of shit, where is it made from? It's made in fucking Korea. No wonder. Where is it made? Is it really? I'm looking too. Where the fuck is it made? Doesn't even tell you. Oh, you know what? I'm actually on a good diet. Here's something good on an end note. I was really looking at where it was from. You guys think I'm fucking around like this is all an act. This is serious. Everything you are hearing is real time. See, I won't go back and edit that out. Now I know I won't go back and do it. I'm like, fuck, I gotta be the true me. Who the fuck wants to go back and edit shit? Alright, I'm running out of time, guys. That's the end of the show. I'll be on later on. Take care. Thank you. And once again, please donate, or, please donate. Honestly, support me. Support me, and I'll support you as best as I know how. Answer the questions. You hear it. I need something. I need something to do in my life. I feel like I'm just going downhill at this point, and really fast. Not downhill in a good way. I know a lot of people say uphill, downhill. It's downhill to me. Everything's fucking flying millions of miles an hour behind me. I'm like, why did I think like that 4 years ago? Why did I think like that? Every 4 to 5 years, I think human beings evolve, and they think better. That's why all the old people are fucking wise and smart, and you should listen to your elders, kids, and adults. Anybody under fucking 50 should listen to their goddamn. Anybody under 50 or 40. I say 50. 50 is the limit. After 50 is when you start learning shit. Man, over 40, you start to get pretty good. I'm at 37. I'm about to hit 38 in October 15th. That doesn't mean shit, but just the birth date. It doesn't really matter. Day you're born. I guess I don't know why. Honestly, I forget about mines every year, which is fucking true. I have to have somebody has to say happy birthday. I'm like, what? Really? And I'm sit there with my hands. Wait, I was born. I'm 37 this year. Actually, last year I thought I was 38. I found out I did it in my math in my head. I'm like, oh shit, I'm 37. I was never so happy. Wow, I was like never so happy to be wrong. All right, so this thing's blinking. I have an hour. Whatever. I'm at 54 minutes, just about, in 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. I wanted to put the whole hour in. I said to myself, if I got to do this, I got to do it right. And this is part of the show and me getting up. Next show, I'm going to try to make a little more lighter, more funny, get some more jokes in. But this one was really getting to know a little bit about me more. So what was I said the name of this topic was? I got to add the flag. I had the flag there. I don't know what the fuck that flag was for. I forget. There should be like add flag and then put a note down. That's how my brain thinks. It's all over the place. Please support. Help me out. Help me help you. Let me light up for you. Stoners are welcome. If you're not a stoner, you are welcome. Whatever drug is your choice to calm down, I think you are allowed that. That is what I'm getting to. Okay, guys. It's 57. Now I understand why the comedians, I'm like, how do they push an hour? I see this red light. Okay, so it's 58 minutes now. They all go red, right? So when you do the recording for an hour, they all go red. Now it's like, oh shit, am I getting everything in there? Now I see why people get all fucking disorganized. I was wondering about that. I had noticed it with Bill Burr when he had it on. He was running about 58 minutes, and I seen him get all, he was getting all disorganized. He does have ADHD. I recommend you listen to him too. He gets all disorganized in the last minute, and I was like, yeah, it's like a red thing beeping down, like, oh my god, your 60 minutes is up, keep an eye on the clock. Like, it says that. The maximum recording time for segments is 60 minutes. Keep an eye on the clock. Like, I am not making this shit up, guys. I am winging it as I go. Alright. This is the last minute. I want to say, guys, help me, honestly. Support me. Also, if you don't, it's okay. If you can't, it's understandable. Please listen, follow, and love each other. Also, on a better note, love thy neighbor. Love one another. Okay? I'll get into the God theory on another episode. I wanted to get into that, but that's going to take a whole long time. All right, guys. Take care, and Hope to talk to you soon. Peace out.